The Sci-Horror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is the Sci-Horror Film Podcast. As always, I am Andy Walker, here with my son Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hello there.
And how the dibble are you?
I go to coffee do this every single time, Joe, the copy in the voice, and my brain goes, no, you ain't having any help at all.
Yeah.
But no, I'm all right. Bit
Good.
peeved that I can't get in touch with my doctor, but it's just
Wow. Doctors, what do they know anyway, eh?
Oh no, I get an automated message going, phone us at 8:30 in the morning and we'll be able to talk to you. I phone them at 8:30 and they go, sorry, all appointments are booked. I'm like, how? Only just turned half.
I know. I phone up at 8 o'clock. And they don't, as the clock switches to 8 o'clock, I get through and it says it's engaged.
Yeah.
They only open at 8 o'clock.
I phoned mine at 8:29 the other day, and it come up going, sorry, our hours are closed. I phoned Ed just as it switched over to hear, sorry, all our appointments are booked. Like, how have you done it in a minute?
Yeah, I know. They only have one appointment, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right, shall we get on with this thing?
Yeah.
Podcasty type thing. Right, so this week we are looking at 3 short science fiction films. So these films on YouTube. And the first one is a film called Vengeance, which is from 2015.
Yes.
It's on the CG Brothers or CG Bros channel on YouTube, and it was made by Julian Fitzpatrick. I don't know. It's another one of these channels, a bit like Dust and some of the other things on there, where they put films on that have actually been out for a while longer than the date that they go on to YouTube. So,
yeah, I've noticed that with a lot of different things.
But the synopsis says it's about a man that has the things most important to him taken away by a sadistic alien, but is offered a chance for revenge. Yes. What did you think?
It's a very odd film.
Yes.
In the start off bit, I didn't quite understand with the rest of it, like the sort of the shots of different TVs and stuff like that, and then the talking of the overtop between the father and daughter, to then go into the film that it did, it confused me a lot. Other than that, I think it was a good thing. It was good like cinematography the whole way through it, especially the fact that it was filmed outside, and the way it was done. It's very hard to do that. I loved CGI work on it.
Yes.
I think it was such a good film because it left me with so many questions of what was going on, what had led up to it, and everything like that.
So I thought, the beginning, the opening, the title bit you were saying about it's confusing. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of see what you mean, but I found it very interesting because they used the clips of the talk over thing to kind of try and show like the background story of what led up to the what went on in the film. Yeah, it was a little bit disjointed in a few places, but it was, but it was an interesting way of doing it. It's very good how they used the kind of washed out colour
Yeah.
That they made it very bleak and very, the colouring is really good and great. The effects, as you say, the CGI stuff, the effects, I thought were excellent, absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. I thought it was a really good film, but I want more. I wanted to actually see the part where he got his revenge, because it ends with him being given the opportunity by this other alien to get his own back on the alien that killed his family.
Especially with a film called Vengeance, you think it would at least show a bit of it or something, not just sort of.
I wonder if
because it's really just an idea, isn't it? Because he does say, "If you help me here, I'll believe you." It doesn't. There's no actual vengeance bit to it.
I just wonder if there's another film and maybe I need to look for a second film made by this guy Julian Fitzpatrick and see if they did a follow up to it, because on its own it's good, but it needs more. I want more. I want to see what he does and how it pans out.
It's thinking about it now. After you say it, does almost feel like sort of the prequel, the sort of prequel in a bit in a film before the title sequence.
Yeah.
It's almost that bit of sort of a bit of a story, then the title come up, and then you see then the rest of that story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did. It left me with so many questions, but it did feel like it was missing that little bit.
Yeah, I want to know what happened. I will have a look and see if there is another film, a sort of a follow up to it or whatever. And if there isn't, maybe I'll see if I can find some way of getting in touch with him and say what were you intending to do one and didn't do it, or what happened.
Yeah. So what I did like as well is, I don't know, I'm sort of two minds about it. I liked and I didn't as well, was the fact that when the credits were rolling, you see the shots of them, what they've done originally and how they've done it,
how they made the film.
And then I think I do like that fact that they showed it. I think if they'd done that as a separate video, because it sort of takes away from what they're shown.
No,
it's sort
agree.
of almost going, look, help, we fooled you, and it's like it doesn't need it at the end of the credits. If they'd done another video and go, this is how we've made it, I think we'd have done it a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. No, I really agree with you there. It's a pity, but it's a good film. It's well made and it's a really good idea. And as you say, the effects are really good. The aliens look fantastic.
So saying about the idea is the fact that it's, with all of these, really, they are ideas that have been used before. Now, especially with the whole alien invasion thing, or what I'm guessing is an alien invasion from this. It's been done so many times before. It's been done a lot better and a lot worse. But from what was shown of it is a very, very unique way of doing it. It was a very, because obviously the look of the aliens, the look of the ships, the look of everything, very unique. It wasn't it wasn't able to sit there and go, oh, let's take it, not idea from that film. We've got it from that film.
I agree.
It's a very unique and very good idea what they've got.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was very well put together and very well thought out. And that's why I'd like to see more, because it was so good. I want to see what else they did, or where else they would go with the story.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go on to the second one. The second film was called Loop, made in 2021, written and directed by Stuart Langfield. Producer was Adam Maraniak. The director of photography was Cole Graham, and the cast is Michael J. Rogers, Valeria Polishchuk, and Tatenda Hatsugari.
I tried so hard to stop laughing, but it didn't work.
I got there. What I liked this was when I said to you the name Loop, you assumed it was about time travel, which I think was quite good. But it's.
I've got to admit, do you know what? Because you told me about this a couple of weeks ago. The same thing again. I put it in. I was like, oh, this is going to be about time travel. And even when I read the synopsis, I sat there and thought, oh, maybe it's going to be sort of. I still had that in my head,
Yeah.
but I
But hang
like.
on, let me read the synopsis. There is
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I ran backwards there for a moment. Synopsis says a retired and reclusive tech company CEO attempts to teach an AI how to experience and process true human emotions.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, so you were going to say.
Yeah, it's saying even up until then, even when I read that, I thought maybe it's going to be some sort of thing to do with time travel. The whole, obviously, you've then got the same thing with the Terminator, robots being sent back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, really? But when I watched it, I'm actually glad it wasn't a time travel film.
Yes, no, I agree. It had a very interesting start to it
Yes.
because I was a bit confused by the start because I really didn't know what was going on, who was what was who, what was going on really, or anything. I think the lighting and the cinematography, the camera angles and the lighting and the colouring and all that sort of thing were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They worked so well for the atmosphere of the film. Really, really good.
And as well with the natural sound from outside.
Yeah,
that was so well done because it was saying it made it almost sort of disorientating.
Yeah.
Because of the fact it was so tranquil and so peaceful, and then when it goes on to what it does, you're like, oh, it made me go. I was sitting there going, this is very, very out of place where what the surroundings are.
It's a very weird film in a few ways. Incredibly well made, really well acted. For me, I found it rather confusing in a lot of ways, and I didn't quite understand what the hell was going on at sometimes.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, I thought, didn't understand that, but I loved it.
What I liked about it as well is the fact that there's, for a sci-fi film, like we said before, is the fact you can either go one way, you go the whole technology route and do it that way, or do it aliens and stuff like that. But with this, it had slight incantations of like the sci-fi, obviously this whole AI bit, but with the cards and the touch screen that you use, it's not in your face and being blown up into your face about the fact that you're using it, but it's ever so slight. And it took me, I think it was until about the fourth card that they showed to realise that what they were. I thought they were pictures, and I was sitting there like, it's only when I sat there and went, hang on, the other ones have gone out and they're like meant to be bits of glass, and I was like, it was so well done, so subtle that it works so well.
And it was, the sudden lighting changes worked so well. The editing was fantastic.
Oh yeah,
it was really good. I loved it. I really did.
The acting, I've got to admit as well, from not only from obviously the professor, the CEO, who you have to have a sort of very good mindset to be able to act like that, to have that sort of emotionless drive. But the fact that, but with the woman playing the AI, you had to suddenly go like, make it look, whether or not it was editing or do it naturally, the fact that she went from being very, very emotional to then off completely, and it was dead face, straight face, and it was so well done. And the person standing outside, to such a blank look, and that the way it was done, it was almost very, very natural looking.
Yeah, it was really, it was a bit weird though, but it was weird in a really good way and confusing in a really good way. It's the sort of film that kind of it drew me in because I didn't know what was happening and I wanted to know what was happening.
Yeah,
and it was really well done.
What I liked about this as well was, like we said with a lot of other films, especially more modern day films, with like be it feature length short films or whatever, is the fact that the music and the sound that they've had have been way too over the top, bit like proper, almost pull away from the film. But with this, it had such like, I know it's meant to be like a record player in the background, but it was so subtle and so sort of chilled. Again, it disorientates you to what's going on. But with the other sound effects over the top, like the alarm goes and stuff like that, it wasn't in your face.
No.
It was so well done and just at the right volume and the right place.
It was really well balanced. The whole thing was lighting, sound, everything was so well balanced, and it all added to the atmosphere of the film.
Yeah,
which was kind of, as you say, slightly disorientating, slightly off-putting, slightly kind of weird, but it was fantastically done.
Yeah, it threw me completely, because you sit there at one point, you're like, especially with the way that it starts when you first see the woman's face. It's a very odd way to start a film.
Yeah,
it's sort of her sitting there blankly with the eyes glazed over and everything. And it made me feel sort of a little bit uncomfortable. That sort of feeling you get, like, and the fact that it's left on the screen for as long as it is.
Yeah,
you get that sort of feeling. But the change in her facial expressions and attitude and everything was just so well done. The way that everything changed, and it was so smooth.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was fantastically made film. It's really good. Definitely worth watching, and definitely somebody I think to watch for the future. Stuart Langfield, because I mean, he wrote it and directed it, and it's just really good ideas, really good film, really well made.
The fact that it was on channel for like short of the week as well.
Yeah.
Which I get the fact they picked quite a few, but the fact that he's been advertised on that as a thing, that as a channel that are happy to say, look, we think this is good enough to be on this as well as his own.
When you look at the amount of short films that are put up all the time, that's, I mean, getting chosen as a short film of the week, quite a good thing, really. Okay, so yes, Loop, go and check that one out. Number 3, the third film, is Burnt Grass.
I would say if you're going to look for this, make sure you put Burnt Grass and not what I did, which is put Brunt. I put Brunt Grass, and I was like, why can't I find this film?
Yeah, Burnt Grass. It's made by Rice and Beans Productions, 2021, written and directed by Ray Wong. The producer was Sabina Capil. Director of photography was Chris Belchevsky. The cast is Alex Paxton Beasley, and Christopher Jacob. Now, the synopsis says, a young couple discover a strange phenomena in their backyard that duplicates organic life. I expected this to be like a sci-fi comedy. And to an extent, it has a lot of things about it that makes you think that it is a sci-fi comedy. And then all of a sudden it isn't.
Yeah, it starts off like it, with the whole sort of the sort of speech of it. But yeah, it changes very quickly.
Yeah, and it becomes quite dark and quite violent.
Yeah, and very, very, like, it's not got the hit. It's not like hidden, but it's sort of the way it changes. It's very subtle, and it's only if you actually, because I watched it twice. No, I watched it all the way through, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. And then watched it back. I looked at it, and I was like, hang on a minute, it can't have started off there, because it was changing. So I went back, and the way that it slowly starts changing, and I missed it completely the first time.
Again, I mean, as we say, these films, a lot of these films are the same. Very well shot, very good. The effects are really good. It's an odd film in a lot of ways. There are lots of things about it that are very odd.
Yeah.
But in a good way. It's kind of like it's almost disturbing the way it works. I really, really like this film.
I do. Do you know what? Like we said before, the cinematography for it, everything like that was amazing. I loved the effect, like the lightning effect, or sort of, not like the sort of static effect that they showed when it was happening. Thought was a very, very, very well done. But it's just, it's such an odd film and an odd ending as well to it as well.
Yeah.
But I don't mean odd as in a bad way. It is so well done. It's the only word you could describe it. It's like, that was a weird film.
Yeah.
It's an amazingly weird film.
Yeah, yeah. It is. As I say, it's odd. It's weird, but it's really good.
Yeah,
and really worth watching.
Like I said earlier, the ideas for these films, they've all been done before. Like, this one as well. It's been done so many times. But this film, and I know I've said it a couple of times in previous, that it's such a standalone idea.
Yeah,
like, it's been done a few, but stands so high in its own little world, and own little sort of pedestal. It is so well done.
Absolutely. It's. I mean, I love the idea behind it. I love the way it's been put together, and I mean, the whole thing about duplicating or cloning of things instantaneously and all that sort of thing has been done before, but it is done so well, and it's also done. It's that weird thing of the fact that the look of it, the way that they interact with each other, the way they interact with the actual sort of thing that's duplicating everything and all that kind of stuff, it makes it look like it's going to be a comedy, but it isn't a comedy.
Do you know what?
That's just so brilliantly done.
What I love about it as well is the fact that the way that it was done, especially with the ending bit of it, the fact that, especially with a lot of duplication films and stuff like that, you can tell with a lot of them which one's the original, which one's the copy, which one's obviously. But with this, there was no way of telling. Now, the way that it ended, it was very hard to sit there and go, oh, the original, it was the original, or it was the copy.
Yeah.
And it's just saying, it's one thing that's sitting in my head is like, which one was it? Yeah. And it's like whether or not it's the copy that faded away, or if it was the original that happened to, and whether or not it was the original that turned dark to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's like you're listening, like, it's so many questions that is risen.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it is so well done. I could happily watch that film again without any problem whatsoever.
Yeah,
and it's. I mean, I'm amazed. I'm amazed I haven't heard more about it because it is so good.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is, this is another one that was put onto the Short of the Week YouTube channels. They've been, from what I've seen as well, because I look through some of the other videos, and there are so many people out there that have gone, you need to watch this film.
Oh yeah,
but it's not advertised anywhere. It wouldn't surprise me if this is one of this could win awards and stuff like that.
I'm sure it must have won some award somewhere. It's that good.
It is, and it's like we said about the fact that sci-fi, there are so many different ways of making sci-fi films, but this is such a great film.
Yeah,
that it's got it's got to get some sort of recognition for how good of a film it is.
Absolutely. I definitely want people out there, if you're listening or whatever, go and watch this and let us know what you think. Let everybody else know what you think. Put it on your what do you call it? Social media stuff and all that sort of thing.
Just go and look at the rice and beans people. Go and look at stuff they've done, because this stuff is just amazing.
I'm sure we've done some stuff about them before.
Yeah, and Burnt Grass is just so amazingly done. And the same as well as the fact that the whole anomaly bit, I thought it's going to be like obvious. It's like you said, the whole comedy thing is going to be like a wormhole, or it's going to be massively stupid. It's not. It's so so sort of small and insignificant.
Well,
really.
the thing about it is that you never actually see exactly what it is that's doing it. So,
No.
you know, all you get is an effect. And that's really good. It's really cleverly done.
What I like as well is the fact that as much as it's about this anomaly and it says about it, it's only actually in it for the first 2 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
The rest of it's just what happens afterwards.
Well, this is it. The thing is, they've introduced the fact that it's there. You know what it does, and then all you need to do after that is just see that it's actually done it.
Yeah.
You don't need to see it doing it.
No, and the fact that it's just
really good. It's really well put together film.
Yeah, and the fact that they do the whole, because obviously a lot of people I know for a fact, like especially people go, oh, it duplicates. They'll do money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they explain it only does synthetic items.
No, organic.
Organic items. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's only stuff that like you can't do, like that's not man-made, basically.
Yeah.
And I think it's so well done the way that it's done, and it's the way that it's.
Yeah.
The whole thing about it is just so amazingly put together.
It is a really well made, well thought out, well written film, and definitely worth looking at.
Yeah.
So that's the 3 films. We've got Vengeance, Vengeance, Loop, and definitely Burnt Grass, which I would say was the best of the 3.
Definitely.
But go and make your own minds up and everything, and check them all out. Next week we'll be doing 3 short horror films again.
Woo.
And
it was weird you said about horror films and I had a shudder go down my spine.
Then we've got in 3 weeks' time. No. Yes, 3 weeks' time we'll have our Halloween special.
Woo.
And for our Halloween special, what we are going to do is we are going to watch the original Halloween by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
And we are also going to watch the remake by Rob Zombie. And then we are going to discuss our feelings about the 2 films and the differences between them.
Yes. And we have a... Sorry, go on.
And maybe come to a consensus as to which one we think is best.
See, this is what the big problem is. We've already had this conversation previously before. It's the fact that I liked the John Carpenter one, but I love stuff that Rob Zombie's done. Yeah,
well, you see, I've never seen the Rob Zombie one.
See, it's been a while since I've seen both.
I kind of saw Halloween when it first came out, so it's kind of got I've got a soft spot for it.
Well, the thing is as well that we've actually got a third party in this one.
We will have a third party.
Yes, my beloved other half, Amy, is going to join us, and she doesn't do horror, doesn't like them. They're all scary for her. But Halloween is a bucket list film that she wants to watch, so she's going to watch both films with us and review them with us. So we're going to have an independent adjudicator, basically.
We'll have somebody in the middle there to see,
to keep us in line. I think
absolutely.
Someone to sit and actually have that. Because obviously, I know that people are probably getting bored of listening to me and my dad just talk rubbish. So, to have someone else's opinion on it as well, especially as like you said, you've watched it before. I've watched both of them. We've watched them. To have someone that hasn't watched either to come in and go, actually, I prefer this one, or I prefer this bit, I prefer this bit, and have that non-biased opinion. I think is going to be a very, very good for this.
It is. It's going to be
very interesting.
Very, very interesting. And I'm going to plug this quite early, really, for us, really, because we will be doing a Christmas special.
Very special.
We will be doing a Christmas special where we will be mixing and matching, where we will be having science fiction and horror on the same show. And we will be covering 2 Christmas films. We are going to review, no, they're both Christmas films. Come on. We are going to review the classic science fiction Christmas film, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And we will also be reviewing the Christmas horror film, Mother Krampus.
Yeah, so you know them, both of them Christmas films where you could grab your family, sit round the TV, you sit all nose fire and a hot cup of cocoa, and sit there and go, let's watch a film. And the first thing you think of is, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians or Mother Crumpus.
Well, hey, there are worse films in the world. Mind you, you haven't sat and watched them yet, so I'm not going to.
I was going to say we can't say that yet.
Well, I don't know. I mean, come on, we both watched Humanoids from the Deep. We both know that that's possibly one of the worst films ever. Although I have watched Freaked as well, which you haven't watched yet, have you? That was the one I was telling you about with Mr. T in it as a bearded lady.
Oh, no, not yet. I haven't watched that. It is on my list to watch.
You really have to watch it. And you have to watch it all the way through. And I think the thing about it is, it's like I said, I didn't want to watch it. I was watching it. I was watching it and thinking, this is garbage. Why am I watching this? But I couldn't stop watching it.
See, this the thing is that we have noticed, and this has had a long conversation we've had over many years, that they are the best films to watch. The ones you sit there and go, this is absolute atrocious. Why don't I turn it off?
But the thing was, I had no intention of watching it. And this is absolutely true. I was going to watch a different film.
As you do.
And I went onto the channel that it's on, and I was going to watch a different film. And purely by accident, I clicked on the wrong film. And it started, and I thought, this isn't right. And I was about to turn it over, and then it started up. It's sort of actually the film started, and I thought, hang on a minute, what is this? And I couldn't turn it off after that. It's just one of those films. It's not like car crash TV where you feel like you got to watch it because it's just going to get more and more awful. But you just kind of like, I think there's an element of like, I can't believe somebody actually made this film.
Oh dear. See, I've watched a lot of films like that, and again, a lot of them are due to you. But yeah, you got me even more interested in watching this now.
The thing that gets me is the fact that it's got Alex Winter, who was in Bill and Ted with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
It's got Randy Quaid, who's been in hundreds of films. It's got Mr. T in it. It's got Bobcat Goldthwait in it. It's got a couple of other people that I know and recognise, and you just kind of go, how did all of these people get involved in making this bizarre film?
Nobody. It's one of them films where they sit there and if they've gone, oh look, we've got you've contracted to make this many films. Half of them are going to be probably ones you want to do. Yeah. Like 40% of them are going to be ones that you're not going to want to do, but going to make you big. And then that last 10%, which is one of these films, they go, you need to do it, or otherwise you'll breach your contract.
Yeah. But somebody actually put the money up for this. It's either Alex Winter put the money up for it himself because he made so much from Bill and Ted, or somebody went, well, he made a lot of money in Bill and Ted.
Yeah,
put the money up for this.
That's what it is. You probably find with everyone that's in it, like you listed, someone's gone, all these films these people have been in have made quite a lot of money. Yeah. How about if we put them all in one film, we'll make twice as much money. Yeah. And then they've made the film and gone, maybe not.
It's one of these things where you kind of, I've been watching some stuff lately about pitching ideas to companies about making films. And I just kind of get this thing in my head. Imagine you've got this room full of stuffed shirts in suits who are the money men at the film company.
And you've got to pitch this idea.
And pitch this idea to them, and they've gone, yeah, all right. What?
Yeah. See, the thing is that there's a lot of films that we've seen, we've spoken about, that are like that. You sit there and go, how has someone been allowed to even think about this?
I'll tell you the other thing I've got to tell you, right? Bobcat Goldthwait, who I think he's a brilliant comedian. He done an excellent thing. It's only his voice that's in this film, although he's in one scene. But
okay.
They show a flashback, but it's only his voice in this film because he plays a bloke who's been turned into a sock glove puppet.
Do you know what? My brain, I went to say something and my brain went, don't. Just don't. The first time when that's happened, where my mouth's gone to say something and my brain's gone, no, don't, and stopped it. What the hell?
I know.
I don't know what to say.
You got to watch it. You really have.
I have now got to watch it. It's gonna bug me now if I don't, because
once you've watched it, I expect to get a text.
So you're just gonna get a text. You're just gonna get a text off me going, really?
You're just gonna go, what the?
Yeah. No, you get a text off me with just one letter and it's going, why?
Well, it's only fair.
Whoa. Why do you mean it's only fair?
Well, you maybe watched Frankenstein's Army.
You no. I am not getting blamed for that. You got me way involved in that way before that.
You made me watch Frankenstein's Army just because I made you watch Rubber.
No, you made me watch Frankenstein Created Bikers. That's why I make you watch Frankenstein's Army.
But Frankenstein Created Bikers is good.
Of Lederhosen Zombies.
Lederhosen Zombies is excellent. Anyway, maybe what we'll have to do one week, we'll have to do just a pure thing of us just sitting here talking about the worst films we've seen, or the best worst films we've seen.
We could make a whole new off branch of this podcast of films that we've seen that we both think are awful, ones that are so awful they're good.
So awful, yeah. Films that are so bad they're brilliant.
Cockneys versus Zombies. Yeah.
Anyway, right. Enough of this gargantuan and rubbishness. Whatever the hell that means. We will see everybody. No, we won't. We'll see each other.
Do this every week. We will see each other. No, what we won't see them.
We will see each other. Other people, if they deign to scrape things from their eyes and come out of the earth, may well stare into a screen that might have us on at some point. So they may watch us ish, or listen to us or whatever. Anyway, whether you listen audioly, well, everybody listens audioly. That's
I was going to say, you can't listen without audio.
Can you listen visually?
I suppose you can sort of. Yeah, if you're lip reading, you can visually.
Yeah, I suppose. Anyway, if you're going to listen to us on the audio-only version of this, or you can watch us on YouTube, whichever you decide to do, if you do either, then you'll be back. We're back, I suppose. I don't know. I got a bit lost there.
You got lost? Wow. Imagine how everyone else is going to feel.
So until next time.
Whenever that may be.
Well, next Thursday, probably. Until next time, you all, as they say in America, you all have a good time, and we'll do something else. And we'll be back, in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Until then, thank you for tuning in, if you did. Thank you for being here, Scott.
It's okay. Glad I could be.
At some point, I'm really going to have to get that fire turned down. It's a bit too
I just want to know how you managed to get it to stand still.
It's quite simple, really. I put antifreeze. No, I put freeze spray on it.
That's why it's standing still.
Don't ask me.
Put ice cubes in it.
I don't know what I'm talking about, for God's sake.
So you put ice cubes in it to make it freeze?
Yeah, I froze it. I put it in the freezer. I took the fire indoors, put it in the freezer, and then once it had frozen, I brought it back out again.
Oh, wow.
So until next time, may all of everything be some of what it isn't. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye. Oh, my hands go all funny if I do that. My hands disappear.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
The Sci-Horror Film Podcast.